This is the new HP TouchSmart Tm2 convertible tablet PC with an active digitizer and multi-touch. The Tm2 replaces the long-running TX series of tablets from HP, and it really is a massive improvement. It's really exciting to see HP refining this product over time to the point where it's not just a cheap tablet PC anymore, it's a really good cheap tablet PC. So the TX series suffered from a number of shortcomings. For example, the first model was a touch-only model, and a lot of customers who bought those were rightly disappointed in the usability and note-taking capabilities of a touch-only tablet. So HP added in the digitizer model during that series, but unfortunately the TX still suffered from general poor quality, heat issues that created quite a bit of noise from the fan, and a very poor battery life. Fortunately, those issues have been addressed with the Tm2. Now, for those who are new to tablet PCs, I'll explain the difference between the digitizer pen and touch. Basically, a digitizer pen, as you'll see here on the screen, is proximity sensitive. So as I move my pen around, if I get it close enough to the screen, the dot moves along with the pen. So that means that essentially I can use a digitizer pen just like I would a mouse. So when I'm hovering over, say for instance the battery there, it'll tell me how much is remaining. Now if I use touch only, of course touch doesn't detect the proximity of my finger, and I actually physically have to touch the screen to make it work. Now that means it's a little bit harder to do things like check on the battery life, because it ends up being a click instead of a hover. So in general, touch doesn't give you the sort of feedback that the pen does. Now the other thing that a pen can do that your finger can't with a touchscreen is that the pen is pressure sensitive. So as I draw a line, if I pull the pen back a bit, it detects the pressure that I'm putting in, and the line gets thicker and thinner depending on how hard I press on the pen. That's really great for things like drawing and sketching. This is just Microsoft Paint here. There are more advanced programs that can really take advantage of the full levels of pressure sensitivity with the Wacom pen. Now, of course, the beauty of the Tm2 is that it has both pen and touch. So I get the best of both worlds with this tablet. Touch is really convenient for basic actions like clicking on a button, maybe for changing colors here, or clicking on a link on a web page, or a back or forward button or something like that. But it really isn't great for fine input because you have a form of leverage with the pen. You can rest your hand on the screen and it doesn't interfere with the point of the pen. The inking experience, or the experience of drawing and note-taking with a pen, is far superior to touch. But of course you don't need to worry about choosing touch or pen with the Tm2 because it has both, and you really just can't beat that. The Tm2 has finally got it all together for HP, and there are some really standout improvements. HP have introduced the Wacom Digitizer pen rather than the N-Trig that they had on the previous models. As much as we'd like to see some competition in the market, the Wacom is a much better pen experience in general. And for the designers and artists out there, yes, the Tm2 does support pressure sensitivity in applications like Photoshop. The Tm2 now also comes with an Intel Core 2 Duo processor rather than the old AMD that the TX series had. Now that means that it runs cooler, it's therefore quieter, and it has a much better battery life. The old TX2 would sometimes only go for 1.5 hours, but you'll easily get 4 to 5 hours out of the battery on this standard Tm2. So the Tm2 has this sleek new HP Envy design, and it's got an embossed metal finish on the top. It's really attractive, and it just feels in general a lot more solid. It feels really nice actually. It feels well constructed, whereas some of the old ones felt a bit plasticky. Now there's no inbuilt optical drive, which is part of the reason that the new Tm2 can be this sleek, because it doesn't have to have that space for the optical drive. But of course it's very easy these days with the netbook craze to get a very cheap external DVD burner like that one there, for example, to add on to that. And in fact some of the Australian models even come with one of those in the box, so just use an external one. You'll find basically that you tend not to have to use CDs when you're out on the go these days anyway. Gamers and 3D artists will note that this is one of the only tablets to come with its own dedicated graphics adapter, an ATI Radeon. The only potential drawback of the TM2 that we found is its glossy screen. Now I'm told that watching a movie on a glossy screen like this is exceptional, and I can say that it does look very good, but it also is very reflective. Now that becomes very annoying in a bright environment like an office like this one, where there's fluoro lighting and windows and so forth, and it becomes practically impossible to use outside. It becomes just like a mirror, as you can see here, when you're outside. So we really can't recommend this for field use. We do, however, recommend this for home users. The TM2 includes 3 USB ports, 2 on this side and 1 over here, with also a HDMI port there too for connecting to your TV. You've also got an SD card and multi-card reader on the side here, wireless on-off buttons, and also a screen rotate button, which is handy. On the back you've got a VGA out port to connect to your projector or external monitor, and you've got a little network port inside the little cover there. You've also got an audio in and out port here. Another nice feature of the TM2 is the Altec Lansing speakers that are actually mounted on the display here, and that means that you get a really good sound experience whether you're in tablet mode like this or whether you're in laptop mode. The keyboard is chiclet style. It has these little short keys, which is sort of a modern style. The function buttons, this is a nice feature, the function buttons across the top, the media controls are on by default, and you actually have to hold the function key down to get to the function key numbers F1 to F12. We just found that is a great idea because you tend to use the media controls a lot more than you would function keys these days. The touchpad is very nice, it's very large and easy to use. It's multi-touch, so you can do gestures like that to scroll, and it has the 2 buttons on the bottom of the touchpad. So if you're looking for a tablet PC to take notes with, to do drawings with, to use handwriting recognition with so that you can create content and not just consume it, then the HP TM2 is a really great place to start. It's very good value at under $2,000 Australian, and yet it's powerful enough to replace a notebook or a desktop with.